that bad boy. Gosh, I do not get tired of the body styling of the A90 Supra. Today should be very short and very simple. You know, that's what most car guys say once they start installing car parts, that they think it's gonna take 30 minutes or an hour and it turns into 6. But I think we should be pretty good today. In the last video that I posted recently, we unboxed a couple car parts, and today we're gonna go ahead and slap those on, which are, we're actually gonna be deleting these and replacing them with the IND paint reflectors right here. That should be pretty simple. For the rear, I know you have to jack up the car. The fronts, you can probably turn the wheel and then you access it from there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on quick jacks. And while we do it, while I put on quick jacks, we might as well get this installed too. And if anybody's watched, this is my practice slip that I'm gonna be running on the Supra for a while. Normally I like doing carbon fiber, but again, because I do, my wife and I share this car, and it's actually the reason why I got the Supra and traded to the M4, is so that my wife can enjoy cars like these. But we got a polyurethane lip. This is the Maxton V2 design that looks super nice. It's still wrapped, so it might look a little weird, but right before we install it, we'll wrap it off. But let's go ahead and start today's install and jack up the car. What we should always do first before installing the Maxton lip is just test fit it on the bumpers, see if it fits. The cool thing about this Maxton lip design is it's actually 3D scanned, so it's supposed to fit perfectly. But if you see these divots right here and there's little holes that indicate where you should drill, it uses factory holes, and they give you a bag of nuts and bolts. You're gonna be replacing some of the pop clips with nuts and bolts, so it's gonna be super secure to the bumper. You only have to actually drill 2 holes into the bumper on the rear ends, I believe. But instead of doing that, I'm just gonna go ahead and put 3M tape. I only wanted to do this just to make sure it fits before I drilled any holes into it. But it looks like it fits perfectly. Oh wow, that fits pretty good. So what we're probably gonna need for this install is you're gonna need a drill bit. I have a 1/4 inch drill bit right here. You're gonna need a 10mm wrench to hold the nut inside the rear underneath of the bumper. And then we have a hex socket number 4. And lastly, 60-pound 3M tape, which is probably more than enough that we need, but that's all we're gonna need for today's install. So at first when I took it, I'm like, why does this look all scratched up and weird? Maxton actually wraps it in the saran, and look how gloss that finishes. Let's just take off the rest of this. Holy moly, that looks good. For $200, this lip looks pretty darn gnarly. And from what I've heard, the fitment's perfect. I really want to know if I can pull off that Maxton sticker though, but I will do it after I try to install it, because I just like the clean black look. But for $200, this is a really good option. When you drill these holes into the front lip, there's gonna be like these little dot divots that I'm gonna use as indicator marks on where to drill. So. There. Alright, let's see something like that. Alright guys, just in case anybody else is watching this as a guide too, we went ahead and drilled all the holes, and these are going to use all OEM mounting holes. The 3 middle ones are actually threaded in. These are going to be washer and nut to secure those where the pop clip used to be. Alright guys, I just got done underneath the car prepping. What I would highly recommend is for you guys, whoever's installing these, to remove these 3 under panels, all held by the 8mm nut bolts. What this will allow you to do is just access your hand in underneath and inside the front bumper to go ahead and put your washer and your nut. And that's gonna be perfect. We're gonna go ahead and peel off the tapes, and I'm gonna mount it up to the car first by using the stock points that are threaded in. That way the bumper will sit up top, and then I'm gonna start from the inside and then secure it like that. I always lose nuts and bolts, so what I would highly recommend is to get a magnetic tray and just leave everything in there so you don't lose it. So I got a nut and washer, my center hole there. I'm gonna go ahead and secure it right now. I'm just gonna do that slightly. There you guys have it. We have the Maxton Design V2 lip on, and all OEM hardware, OEM bolts and holes. And then for this side, I just used 3M instead of drilling that extra hole. The 60-pound tape seems to hold it up pretty good. One trick is there's actually 2 holes that are right in front of the crash beam. It's the center, no, it's the last ones right here. It's probably much easier to install the lip with the bumper off because you can't slide your hand to put the washer and the nut while inside the bumper. What I did instead is you have a 10mm wrench, you drop the nut inside and you just slide it over the hole, and then you screw it in, and that's it. That's how you guys get those 2 last corner ones right there. But really good fitment. This is probably how it should have came from factory. This looks like a really good OEM lip. It really fills out the car. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the under tray and everything back on and then get started on the next project. So we're gonna be installing the rear paint reflector delete kit from IND, as well as the fronts after we're done with this. There are gonna be 3 8mm bolts to remove the fender line and peel it back. Once you peel back the fender liner, there's gonna be actually another 8mm facing upward that attaches the bumper to the rear fender. What they recommend first is actually to jack up the car so that the wheels can hang a little bit and you have more access. That's one. And I always put my bolts and nuts and screws all in the magnetic trays. I'm ratcheting it off in the inside so you don't accidentally hit the bumper. So now that we have the 3 removed, we can actually peel back this fender liner, and with the ratchet you actually have a lot more leverage. Now that we have the 3 8mm bolts and the one inside connecting it to the rear quarter panel, you can actually just pop off the rear bumper now. There's actually a guard right here, and your fingers actually can't get past to help pull or rub off the glue. So when you guys remove this rear one, heat it up, peel it off from the top, and try to just take your time, heat it up, and try to peel back all the adhesive or the 3M tape with it, because if you have any left over there, you're gonna have a really hard time and trying to wipe it off, because it's really, really hard to do that. So try to get it right the first time, guys, if you guys can. Nobody shows in the video, but this actually takes a lot of time to push off, peel back. It hurts your thumbs if you're pushing with your thumbs. So what I usually do is I get a piece of 3M tape, I stick it at the first pressure point that I'm really trying to hit. Heat it up. Because I'm not going to reuse this. Either way, it'll come off again, but I like to heat it up. Heat up the glue behind there too. But because there's a 3M tape here, I get the end of a screwdriver, place it against it, and just push. It's way better than pushing with your thumbs. There you go. You guys heard that? It worked. But this time I'm gonna take my time and remove all of it. Try to get all the glue all in one go. And then I'll use a surface cleaner that I usually use for either adhesive or like vinyl wrap to make sure everything's clear off there. Finally. I accidentally cracked it though. I got this Rapid Prep. It's a surface cleaner, cleans off all the oil, silicone, and wax. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it on a shop towel. Just get the rear. Boom. There you go. And then carefully place it. What I learned is you wanna guide it from the front and the rear. Because again, your hand can't fit all the way back there, but I want to try to line it up at the top as best as I can first. What I usually like to do, blast it with a little bit of heat, get the 3M a little bit more sticky, and just throw more place, press against it. And there you guys have it. The rear's put on, cleaned it up a little bit. The paint match is so good. That looks really good. You can barely tell it's there from far away. It's just all blacked out now. Now we have to do the fronts. This is stock amber reflector. And this is it blacked out. And it looks so much better. And to do the front, you guys actually don't have to lift up the car. With the car up, the wheel actually droops. I'm able to access it without turning the wheel. But if you guys are on the floor, you just need to do a full lock one way, full lock the other way, and you should be able to get to this no problem. 3 8mm bolts that are holding back the fender liner, not that top one like the other one, because the rears was a bitch. I gotta remove the second one, third one, then you're gonna be able to pull the fender liner back. What we're gonna do afterwards is we're gonna heat, starting from the bottom going up. You need to press from the bottom because on the top, there's a tab back here that won't let you push it any farther to get it pulled off. So start from the bottom and then slowly just peel back. I already got the 3 bolts in the back removed, 8mm. What I do next now is get a piece of 3M tape. I always got a piece of 3M tape. I actually stick it on, and then I use the end of a screwdriver to push it out instead of using my thumbs. I guarantee you guys, when you guys try this, you guys are gonna be calling me geniuses. There it is. Removed. Now we're gonna do what we did to the rear, clean it off with the surface cleaner all the way around, and then I'll show you guys when we put it on. My suggestion would be is keep the 3M tape on, not like the rear, because these actually come with the peel back ready, so it's pretty easy to peel back. I would get it in place first and peel it back there because you're gonna be moving around a lot and that tape's probably gonna get wear dirty. Get one hand behind the fender liner and you can actually just slide it in from this way. So you wanna make sure you line the top up first because that top has the least room to play around with. Okay, this looks like a pretty good position. I'm gonna try to lower it a little bit, grab the tape, and peel it back. And then keep your hand on there. Move it up, pull the tape out, all the way around, perfect. And then let's get it into position. Oh, there you go. All right. That install took a lot longer than I thought. What was supposed to be 3 easy mods turned into a whole day. I did take breaks. I was a little frustrated, But we got it. We got the rear reflectors, the front reflectors in nocturnal black, and then we have the Maxton V2 design lip. I will be removing that. I just don't want to touch it with my dirty hands today, guys. Oh, gross. Wow, that looks pretty good. And it's all blacked out now. That looks so badass. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. The next video, hopefully I didn't show any hints, but the wheels are behind that carpet right there. We still have suspension coming in, and then my tires should be in already. If not, they're gonna come sometime next week for me to pick up. But that's it guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.